Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We are going to jump into another Best of One Theros Beyond Death draft. While we still have them, apparently we are now going back on a on-again, off-again system for making Best of One of the main set available to us on Arena. This is a change that Wizards announced recently. Sounds like it's related to, well, it's always related to the bottom line. They think they can make more revenue and create more engagement with players if they reduce the number of queues they have. There is a lot of logic to that. The more queues you have in your system, the more spread out your players are, and the longer the wait times are. That's just how math works. And longer wait times can cause people to bail on your game. Even if it's like the difference between a small amount of time and two smallish amounts of time, it can still make a difference. So I understand what they're doing, but it's a bummer for us because we want to have Best of One available at all times. However, around here, we don't mind playing the Best of Three anyway, so we're probably going to just transition off of Best of One Theros and onto Best of Three Theros when this rotates. And we'll be content with that, because around here, we're just in it to draft every day. We're not very aspirational with our rank or anything like that, so it doesn't matter to me that my rank isn't going up. What matters to me is that we are drafting every day and we are building towards our collection of Theros. And if you're building towards your collection of Theros in paper, you can accomplish basically anything you need on that front via cardkingdom.com. You can check out their store from my panels down below. That lets them know you got there from here and helps this stream a lot. And of course, anything you buy after you go via my affiliate link is going to let them know you made a purchase after coming there from the stream. And if you make a purchase, you're going to be very happy because you're going to get exactly what you want. You're going to get it quickly, and you're going to just basically have that comfort of knowing when you place that order, all is right with the world, and you're going to have a no problem experience getting everything you need. And of course, got to mention the buy list, best buy prices in the industry. If you're ever selling your Magic cards, be sure to put Card Kingdom on your list of stores you check for buy list prices, because they're probably going to win. They mostly do. Basically, every time I look to sell a card, it's over 50% of the time Card Kingdom is buying it for the highest price. So they are my first stop for selling cards, so check that out too. Thanks, Card Kingdom. Woo, we got there. Look at this. Kind of consensus monster, rare, mythic of the set, right? I mean, you just never pass this. Pack one, pick one. Sorry. I'm like getting all excited. Y'all can't even see. It's Kiora Best the Sea God. So we're going to take that, of course, but let's look at whatever else is in the pack here. We've got a Destiny Spinner. This is a high quality card. Final Death. Excellent black removal. Staggering Insight. We played with this yesterday. Landed it a couple of times. When you can get this going on a flyer especially, it's incredible. But we're going to start with Kiora. See where it goes from here. So now that we have Kiora, we are quite interested in playing blue. And quite interested in digging for our Kiora. Binding could help with that. I mean, it returns a permanent. You know, we could mill the Kiora and get it back. Furious Rise has been doing some stuff, but yeah, David asks, I assume we alter our pick order to blue and stall tactics. Yeah, so basically this is powerful enough that you really want to play it. And so, I mean, at some point, you can't force something that isn't there, but if we can be blue, we're really going to try. Really? I thought it was permanent. Oh, thank you. Glad I didn't make that mistake. I was thinking of this as permanent, but it says target creature or land, so this cannot get the Saga back, so it does not combo like I was thinking. I don't think I would have taken this anyway. This wheels with the... Well, I don't know. Did they do a bot update? You know, we had a recent update. I assume they updated the bots, but I didn't look, so it's possible the binding has changed in its valuation, but initially this was wheeling. And I think we probably just want to cut blue. I'm going to take Deny the Divine here because nothing else, there's nothing really amazing here. I mean, Revoke is probably the best card, but I think it's worth it with weak packs, like Venomous Hierophant is also pretty good. Like, there's just some pretty good cards here, but nothing to make me not want to really try and protect our first pick from the bots by cutting some blue. And while there's no blue for us here, at least there's no blue for bots downstream, so we don't have to worry about that. We could take... I've not really done blue-red. I haven't heard anybody suggest that blue-red is like where you want to be, so maybe we... you know, Incendiary Oracle's okay, Impending Doom's okay, but Revoke, yeah, Foil King just wants the Revoke, and we certainly want one of these, maybe two, in a white deck. I mean, if we have a green deck, you'd just rather have the instant speed version with the graveyard hate. Well, I don't do anything for science. I want to do stuff for win percentage. Do we think red is the win percentage pick, or just take a Revoke? I mean, the thing is, like, I don't love the all-in nature of these Impending Doom type auras anyway. So, yeah, you could take an Altar or even an Omen. I'm going to take the Revoke, though. I think it's the best card here. We'll see what happens. Ooh, I saw the Omen, and I am trying to commit to the Kiora, but I don't think you can pass a Final Death here. Right? I mean, this would be all right, too, ramping to it. But you got to listen to what the bots are saying. And if there's a Final Death pick 4, we got to grab it. Little Bleeper here is also a reasonable pickup. Vexing Gull is on our bomb color as a pick, but also pretty unexciting. Kind of unless you're doing the cast on their turn thing. So I would rather just follow up the Final Death with a Bleeper here. Now, no black, late Caryatid. Well, not late. I mean, pick 6 is probably reasonable for both of these. Although I had both of these above pick 6 at the start of the format. Now I'm a little bit more, this is kind of appropriate for them. Aspirant has been doing some interesting work in the format. Yeah, we could just take a Wave Rider and continue to at least take blue cards. But I find the Wave Rider to be pretty underwhelming. But yeah, what's the cost? I mean, I guess the cost is an Omen. Like, cost is first card in new color, so I'll take the Wave Rider. Wow, I guess we take another white card and we try to figure out what's going on with our second color. You want the Flash Turtle? Yeah, we can make Flash Turtle too. Maybe pull this one. All right, I'll just take the Turtle. It certainly sets up towards the Sea God with some early defense. Wow, Staggering Insight came back. Hello? Oh no, it didn't even come back. This is pack 8, so we might get one pick 9 as well. Wow, well, let's hope. I'm going to take this Staggering and see if we can't get another here. That would be amazing. I mean, Omen is cool, but... No, we didn't get the second, which is funny, but I'll take this one. And we can go ahead and grab the Naiad here. Not exciting. We can take in main deck this Field of Ruin, because apparently when you take in main deck Field of Ruin in the format, the bots match you up with people with mazes. For those of you who didn't see our previous efforts, we have run... We have a deck that we're in the middle of doing side events with that has the rare Maze Land main deck, and it's best of 3, and we faced a main deck Field of Ruin twice with the maze in our deck. Twice. So here's the binding that wheeled anyway, as I was thinking it might, but we'll take Envoy here. We got the Insight. We might be Splash the Death, but I think not only that we have the Insight, but that the Insight came 8th pick, makes me want to lean towards the white-blue side of this plan. Plus, we'll open the Dream Trawler, so... Impending Doom wheels anyway. Wow, nothing but red cards in that pack. So certainly if we had banked red, we would be fine. There's also somebody who is saying they have made it to Mythic by forcing Boros. And boy, with the red we saw in this pack, I guess I can see how that might work out, because... the bots did not seem interested. Flicker, solid for this point in the, yeah, flicker. I guess we're in the right colors at least. The shield is fine. The shield is playable. I mean, the shield is, I don't like randomly running the shield, but if I'm trying to protect something insane or a combo like the Hydra growth, then I could see doing that. Here we have a Mythic that we're not going to pass, even though Dreadful Apathy is the pick here, excuse me. And yeah, if we had forced red, this would be nice. Yeah, it's totally Apathy. Day 2 of the GP, you're going to take Apathy here. And I'm sad that we're going to miss out on this one, but I'm collection building and gem drafting on this account as we try to build up our account to 4x. So we're totally taking mythics that we come across. Ooh, Phalanx Tactics is real nice, but Myers Grasp, oh, we're not really black anymore. We banked to white blue, that's right. So the Myers Grasp tempted me because I saw these out of the corner of my eye, but we're not really here anymore. We could take Omen. Let's see, Cardboard Live is not open, so that's my fault. Let me get that. In fact, it dropped off of my, it's supposed to be pinned, but it is not pinned anymore. I keep losing my pin. Maybe every time I install it, changes it. Pin to taskbar. All right, I got Cardboard Live opened, so now give yourself a refresh and give it a try. I think it's too late to pivot to red. I mean, we are pack 2. We know it is pretty wide open. Maybe like what are we doing it for here? I guess I would say maybe it's not too late. You're right that maybe it's not too late to pivot to red, in the sense that we have 4 white cards and a couple of black cards, and if the red is just insano, we could do it. But I think our 4 white cards are good, and we have a Tactics that make wheel and a Chimera that I'm interested in here, or maybe even an Omen. Yeah, I can add, and if you want to look, if you want to say, hey, we have 2 red cards already, that's fair. But I don't, is this even, I guess this is pretty good, but exile 8 other cards is pretty oppressive. Mainly you're trying to do this to draw cards, right? Yeah, maybe just Omen here. If we're not sure if we might be banking into red, let's just take the Omen. We know we're blue. Pilgrim, excuse me, man, my body is burping. Heliod's Pilgrim, though, makes sense to me here. We have a Staggering Insight. We may find other stuff for it. Get some of that removal that we passed. Pick 1. No, not 4 color. We're just figuring out what our other colors are. We have a Revoke already, and I only want to play a couple. This is best of 1. If this is best of 3, I'd be more inclined to pick up a bunch of these, because sometimes you could bring in 4 and you'd be happy. But given that we're never going to start 4, it's not a priority here. And Heliod's is excellent. Hey, here we go. This helps with Envoy, helps with get something with a Pilgrim. It's a little bit of the strikeout home run type aura strategy this format can present, but it can be worth it. Yeah, especially when you protect your stuff with a Blessing, which we're going to grab here. Wayfarer, if we were a little more aggressive, would make sense, but we are trying to go long to get to Kiora, really. And I don't see us in black or red at this point. I think Pack 2 has sealed it up that we're here. And I'm going to take 1 Surge over 3rd Flicker for sure. Not super interested in the second one, though, over just a Deny. I'll take it a Deny. Splashing is really appealing, but I think it needs to be more powerful. I think we'll see. Let's see where we're at. Depends on power level. If we come up with enough interaction in our core colors, then I don't think we need to. Yeah, you could make a stern dismissal argument, but I'm going to say second deny, I think. Although I tend to, like, second deny has been a quick cut, but I think a stern dismissal will be a quick cut too, honestly. But it seems like a bunch of people are like, well, dismissal number 1 over deny 2. All right. I'll take, really, like, instructor over these two? I can't do it. I feel like 2 2s for 3 with medium abilities. I mean, looting is good. It's kind of like drawing a card, but all right. Well, let me pull this then. We got a deny camp and a dismissal camp. I'm gonna call it stern though. Deny, stern, and because there was a vote for it, elite. Oops, I messed it up. Hold on. Sorry. I missed the time. Sorry. Make people vote on something that's not even voting. Unintentionally trolling my audience. Let's try again. Wait for the bot. Hold on. So the MTG bot has been a little slow. Hold on. You gotta wait for the MTG bot to say that it's registered. I did it right this time, but maybe... Yeah, Nightbot said it's invalid, but Nightbot's not who I'm trying to communicate to. I'm trying to communicate to MTG bot. We got multiple bots. MTG bot is dead? Really? All right, well, didn't matter that I screwed up the polling then. The bot to receive it didn't know. So I'm just going to look, give a glance. Is it a good flicker target, though? Then you've spent a card to flicker a loot? Like, that seems like fancy play syndrome, not good. Instructor does help find Kiora. There's no doubt about that. I'm having a hard time figuring it out, but I'm going to take my first gut, which was the deny. Another blessing is interesting. Makes me feel better about moving harder into an aura strategy. Yeah, it's the Iowa primary. Good call. Another turtle? Sure. Hey, Phalanx Tactics came back. We're not super aggro, but we can still take it here. See about using it as a, because it's an instant. It's kind of a bad blessing in some ways as a combat trick. And I'll take a familiar over that stuff. Maybe we'll run it. Omen versus Sentinel's Eyes. Huh. Well, maybe we're in the right colors. Also Eidolon here. Pretty low on 3s. GRS is psyched about the eyes. Yeah, I'm going to take Omen on the Sea God. We kind of have a weird deck here. We're pretty stacked at 2, and we're light at 3, non-existent at 5 and 6, and then we have a 7, but do that. All the flickers. I told you! Didn't I tell you? I told you. And for the second time on stream, we have Kiora, Best the Sea God, and the Dream Trawler in the same deck. Jeez. Sea God Scorn, I think we're supposed to play that on flavor alone. Actually, I don't think we are going to play that, and I'm going to take the Boar for rare. Here we have a time to take Eyes number 1, but we do have a Fishify, and Eyes probably Wheels. Let's Fishify. Here's a Dismissal we could grab, but I like Sunmane Pegasus. Maybe we'll see a Dismissal on the way back. Omen for digging. Sentinel's Eyes. Now we have a Sentinel's Eyes we can take here. Here's another Elite Instructor. We've talked about this one, but I still want the eyes. Nice Armchair Spider. We'll take Eidolon. We're probably not going to play. Now we're plenty of denies. Another familiar. Another turtle. I'll take it over the field. Maybe we find a spot for a Mirror Shield. Probably not. At least it's Vault Progress. Here's a Dismissal we can grab. And a Denial. Probably not doing well, I don't know, maybe Whirlwind, a Whirlwind over a Deny at some level. Yeah, reliving the dream. Recurring Daydream instead of Recurring Nightmare. I like that. We'll call it Recurring Daydream. Only 12 creatures in the deck. So it's going to be heavily about the non-creature cuts here for sure. I'm going to let you think about that, though, and take a short bio break while you think about what we're going to do about cuts here, okay? So let's talk philosophy. We have a very low creature count, so I'm hesitant to cut creatures, but we still could if it felt correct. But our job here is to survive until we can cast our bombs. So I'm going to be focused on cards that kind of help us do that. Boy, what a weird deck, because this deck has an amazing high end, but it's not a great deck. Let's be clear. There's too many problems with the low end to be thrilled with this about the high end. Yeah, like I think you're right. There's an argument for Denial over Deny, because Denial gets anything and Deny only gets a handful of things, but the and really, you know, four mana is almost like a hard counter, although the games go long and we are trying to go long, so there comes a point where this isn't. So okay, you've talked me into it. Let's keep the hard counters. And let's cut all the flickers. We don't want to this effectively is a combat trick. We're not trying to win by going wide and doing tactics, so we're going to let the tactics go. We need our creatures. Probably need at least one blessing just for that kind of, and probably keep this interaction. I think David is right. Like, we want cards that trade with Oppo's cards. So, like, yes, I understand Surge is fairly narrow in its removal scope, but it does help us survive until our bombs take over. So I'm definitely going to keep the Surge. We could even consider taking out a Commanding Presence, although, like, getting any of these, maybe we take Sentinel's Eyes out. Logan says Stern is bad. I think it's wrong to call Stern bad. I think it's appropriate to call Stern narrow, Logan. It's narrow, but like, it's interesting to me, Logan, that you want to keep a keep a flicker, but not a Stern. I mean, they effectively do something pretty similar, right? Flicker has the upside of being able to save and reset your own stuff. So we could, like, flickering a Kiora, Best the Sea God, would be pretty funny, although, come on, you don't need to do that. If you cast this, my joke with Kiora is that you had me at 8/8 hexproof, right? Like, so, yeah, I get it, Logan, but what are we happily flickering? Let's see. I'm not saying there's nothing, I'm saying I don't know. If you can show me that we're happily flickering our own stuff, like, I'm not happily flickering this, we don't have much going on. Like, there's nothing that we're flickering that we're happy about, right? We're only flickering because we're saving something. Logan wants to, you want to cut the draw card? Oh, you want to flicker the omens. Yeah, the flickering the omens is not awful. Yeah, I mean, it's actually, it's like, but it's not great. Like, it's a good floor. It's a great, you're right that it's a great floor for flickering. Insight I'm clinging to. Maybe we can let go of all, we have insight and we have presence. And where are we putting this insight that we're happy? I guess that's the problem. I mean, the thing is, we're probably running these familiars and we would be happy with it on the familiars. Well, War Furnace, they're not, this isn't squarely on plan, but if you can put this, if we're going to play these familiars anyway, I think that's the question. Like, we're at this spot where we have the 12 creatures with the 13th, you could argue, with the Omen, which is right at the edge of where I want to be. And if we're running these anyway, I kind of like running the Insight, because between Envoy and 2 familiars and Pegasus, that gives us, and to an extent, Wave Rider, like suddenly we have 5 targets where if we drop this, we are likely to be able to connect and draw the turn we play it. And then if it can keep going, it's quite good. I could see cutting, and I think I did, I could see cutting the eyes, though. GRS wants to cut the Wave Rider. I'm clinging to all of my creatures here, to be honest. Presence has similar value to Insight. Like, all the things that I was saying about Insight are kind of true about Presence as well. If we were to cut one of them, I would cut the Presence, but it also lets us, like, keeping these 2 lets us run the Heliod's Pilgrim without hating it. If I cut either of these, I think I have to cut the Pilgrim. If I keep them both, I can keep both. And Envoy is weak in this deck, but we're just at a place where our creatures are just weak. That's just the way it is. Oh yeah, good call. Thank you. Aura, Fishify is a searchable aura. That does mean that we could cut the Presence, and I wouldn't hate it because we have something else to search up. Yeah, we could cut a turtle. I just hate cutting creatures, but 2 of these seems like plenty, I suppose. Like, because they have diminishing returns on what they're doing for you. And I also, I could cut a Stern Dismissal, but I like keeping the Lionfish. What about this? Let me go done and come back and look at this. All right, so this is where I'm at now. This is 40. If you don't agree with this, tell me, call out stuff you'd like to bring in, and we'll talk about it. I don't love any of the stuff I'm barely thinking of. I don't love Deny number 2. I do not love Turtle number 3. I do not love Stern Dismissal. I do not love, 38 lands in Dream Tolerant Cura. See how it goes. How about this? Let's get this going. This is my first inclination. I'm not sure this is perfect. It probably isn't, but it's certainly imperfect on a stream to sit here agonizing over exactly what the last cut should be. So let's just say this is one reasonable interpretation of what the build should be. Let's take it into battle and see what we can learn from it, and then we'll come back after a game or 2 and talk changes, okay? But I'm gonna go because I'm impatient. Oh, we got a land redemption though. So Mama wants Avon lands. You got it, Mama. Did I, if I missed anybody's other box request, if there was a request for picking the box art, we can do that. Or let me know if I missed anything, is what I'm saying. Don't have the new lands yet. Mama asked for Avon anyway. We do have enough for 1, so maybe I should let somebody pick what land we buy. But I'll actually, how about this? We'll wait till we have 6,000 gold. And then when somebody and then when we're a 2-color deck with 6,000 gold, we will buy the Nyx lands of the 2-color deck we are in and use those, okay? No, you can't search by artist name as far as I can tell. It's not part of this stuff. It's not part of what shows up, and it shouldn't be. Like, I would be really annoyed if artist names were coming up in my card searches, because for the most part, you're searching for cards with play impact, not artist name. However, if they're going to give us this whole suite of basics to choose from, it would be nice if we had tools like artist search and basic land favorites, that kind of thing. So anyway, we'll do that, and then I'm going to do my suggest thing, and that does that, and then we're good. It is worth making a search like Scryfall. In fact, they have that kind of thing. Like if you go into collection, for example, we could do quantity over 2, for example, and it would... Oh, it's showing us in our collection, though, not anyway. So you can do stuff like that. It does have smart searching, although now I've brought up this. Is it showing to you guys? How anybody know how I make this go away? Let's see, I gotta look it up. Toggle FPS off MTG Arena. Shift plus period. I must have done that on accident. Hey, there you go. So for those of you who are curious, if you do shift period, you can bring up your FPS data. All right, playing now, playing. Oops, no, not warrant. All right, deck, get us to our bombs, will you? Oppo is going first. We have a deny on 3. This isn't great, but if we find a plains, we're fine. And if we find any 2 lands, even islands, we have deny on 3 and Wave Rider on 4. And we're on the draw. I'm going to keep this. It's a little weak, though. Envoy's not doing much. Anybody mulling this? Meme Redemption? Oh, I missed it. Come Sail Away, you got it. I'm gonna play this meme, you tell me if we're mulling or not. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me, lads. Yeah, I think this is a tough keep mull decision. Pretty narrow. Got 2 mulls, 2 keeps. No, 3 mulls and 2 keeps. I didn't do a poll, I'm just kind of looking. Surge is not a dead card for the long game. A lot of support for mulliganing this. Since counters are worse on the draw, we'll mulligan. That's kind of my 50-50 choice there. The wow, it's almost exactly the same, but a little bit better actually. So we'll keep. I'm gonna ditch an island. And we're going to count on drawing some land. You want to send the wave? Yeah, we can cut the Wave Rider and be sure. I think we might flood a little bit if we do this, though. I usually... it looks like a lot of support for bottoming the land, or bottoming the wave. I'll do that. But I tend to be greedy on the Sixers, especially on the draw. Like... I kind of succumbed to chat pressure there. My normal mode is to be greedy on a mulligan and keep 1 of each land, but we'll see here. Turtle is cool. I haven't done the math on that, D, but that's kind of the other... Yes, that is the light... So Dionysus is asking, basically, what if I don't want to play every day? Is there a gem-independent, free-to-play model where I can draft a few times a week for free without playing every day? And I think, yes. Why don't you, I would say start that experiment for us, D. I might as well just play this now. Let us know, you know, go for it. I think you should be able to. If you have a reasonable win rate, then I think you should be able to. And I think you have the right idea about how to optimize for the I don't play every day player. If you're not playing every day, you should be coming in every 3 days, spinning one of your 500s, playing until your quests are complete, and then come back in another 3 days and do it. But that basically, if you, one of the main ways to get gems or to get gold on the system is completing quests. So my main thing is that if you shift to non-daily play, your focus should be on completing all of your quests still. Yeah, Resonator, that's the plan. We could have played Pilgrim, but when we have 2 Deny the Divines and an Omen, it makes total sense to me to basically play the counter whatever they do, if I can remember to do it. Like, I've misplayed, I have not played a Divine just because I forgot before, so you don't want to do that. But basically, we're in the mode here where we're now we have a tougher choice because we could totally run out the Pegasus, and also I'm happy turns out I'm happy we kept that land. Those of you who are counting at home, if we had binned our land, we would be stuck on 3 right now, which would be okay, but better to have the Pegasus option. But yeah, I think I'm with David, and sorry, got a side question there that distracted me. But yes, let's, even though we could play the Pegasus, let's keep up another Deny. And GRS says, I think you need to draft more towards win rate than rare gems, though, right? This is regarding the occasional 3 times a week drafter. I would say yes. If you're not expecting to 4x your set, and you're just doing it to draft, then you want to draft towards win rate and not rares. So always the rare drafting, gem drafting thing is a function of how you think you're going to be playing the game outside of drafting. Hannah wanted to use all of our mana. That's fair. But this is a pretty good point in the game to be countering stuff. Bet something good will come here that we can get. Yeah, we just snap that off. All right, well, now we're going to go Pegasus. If we can find ourselves a land next turn, that would be awesome, because then we could go Pilgrim, find Insight, put it on Pegasus, and go. Hey, we did. Awesome. Dinah says, so completing all the quests every 3 days for my 3 accounts and rare draft, is that the strategy? Yes, although I don't know why you need 3 accounts. If you're only drafting, if your plan is to draft 3 times a week, that seems like excessive. Like, I only recommend multi-accounting for people who 4x their regular account. Or who are just in it for the... Oh, don't do that. Almost got auto-tapped out of this. But yeah, certainly you don't need to rare draft. If you're playing lightly across multiple accounts, then what is rare drafting even doing for you at that point? I'll take this and play it. Maybe not, D. So I like that you have those accounts. Basically, just try to focus on your main account and only go to the side accounts if your main account is you're failing. But it just seems like if you only have time for 3 drafts a week, like you're going to be managing, you're going to be doing a lot of grinding on these accounts that you know, just seems like managing 3 arena accounts efficiently and optimally is not a low time investment thing, but saying that you're going to be playing 3 times a week suggests to me that you don't have a lot of time. So I'm sensing a disconnect between your stated goals and your stated plan for that. All right. Well, they had the removal, unfortunately, for our sweet incited creature, but they did have to. What did they give up? They sacrificed Arena. So yeah, they 2-for-1 themselves to do that. And we got some value out of it. Not the worst. Fish Omen, what does that do for us exactly? I mean, sure, we could play Lionfish and tap this down, but like, what is that? I don't understand what that does for us. I'm gonna play the Familiar. All right. Yeah, you got a weird balance you're trying to find, Dionysus. I hope you find it, but basically, I mean, you don't want to spend time on MTG Arena. You don't want to spend money on MTG Arena. That's tough. Like, in general, the inputs here for optimization are time or money. And if you don't have either of those to put into it, then you're somewhat stuck with whatever value you can scrape. If we Omen on their turn, yeah, we're looking to Omen on their turn, yes, and so we should probably put the Upkeep Scry on to at least give us the option. The other thing is, one thing about setting your Upkeep stops, if you try and do it after you make the final play of that turn or whatever, you'll find that you didn't do it in time. You got to do it before the window closes. Save Omen for tap. Well, I don't know what that gets us. Like, we're already blocking the Nyx Herald successfully, and so we'd be tapping the Rider. I mean, I'd rather just, like, have the dudes out to potentially block the Rider. And yeah, let's go digging. We at least have the Lionfish play. We can Scry and Lionfish here, so let's Scry and see if there's something else we want to do besides Lionfish. Do we have double white or double blue in the deck? Just trying to figure out what to tap. I mean, our double white and double blue is all in the bombs we wouldn't be able to cast anyway, so there's nothing, except we would want to keep... I suppose we might end up with a Blessing, and we want to have... I'm going to do it this way. Yeah, see, there's a Blessing, so now we can, if we want to keep the Blessing, we can cast both. Do we even care? I guess so. That's like a trick that's reasonable. I mean, it would have worked out either way. Like, if I'd kept Island, we just pay Island for Lionfish and still have the Blessing, but at least I was thinking about it, you know? Familiar gets in. We have Blessing to try and win on the ground if we want. Uh-oh. We're gonna have to hope that Blessing plus blockers is enough to kill the Rider when they choose to attack with it, because they feel like they've got the attack. Like, they probably just wait here, since the turtle can just stonewall that, and then they'll try and attack next turn, and hopefully an attack next turn with all this stuff will be enough. So let's do some math here. The Rider is going to get a second counter and become a natural 4/5. Then the Herald can make it a 5/6. And a 5/6 with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 probably is not going to attack into us even next turn. So... And if they do, we don't need the Familiar to successfully Blessing and block anyway, so I'm going to attack with the Familiar. They don't have reach, and we don't need it for blocking. Oh, 6/7, right? So that's good. No, I want it to get, but if they control, right now they don't. Oh, if it looks at itself though, is some of these say another creature with 4 power greater, but in this case it looks at itself. So it'll be a 1 bigger, which is fine. What basically I want it to attack in a spot where we can overwhelm it and bless to actually beat it. If they wait until it's so big that even a gang block plus blessing isn't enough, then we're just going to lose to it. So the plan is to try and win combat via blessing, in which Oppo thinks they're going to win combat. Like right now we have 7 power. Maybe they're like, oh, it's worth it if they want to trade all of their creatures. But yeah, see, they're waiting. And so next turn, it's going to double that and be 8/9. They probably attack with the 8/9. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it looks like we can't kill it. And then we do have the extra to kill it. So did we run dismissal? I thought we cut dismissal. We don't have dismissal, but we have revoke existence that would at least get rid of the, or surge. We want triumphant surge. Well, yeah, GRS, of course. There's things that every card we cut can do, and we took our chances. Now it looks a little suspicious if I don't attack with the familiar. But we do have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 9 power. It doesn't survive any tricks or extras from him. That's true. Yeah, we can untap familiar with the fish. Good call. I think of the fish as a tapper, not an untapper. But we have basically a free attack given that. So weirdly, we have to hope Oppo has nothing else and attacks in with the Rider. And then we have to hope that we get like the 4 for 2 or whatever this is going to be in the end. But we're stalling for time, looking for our bonkers stuff, which you can now cast all of. Although now I need to start holding land to give a possible trawler draw the tools to actually be hexproof. All right. If they have a trick in here, we're probably just losing this game, but we're going to put everything on the Rider and hope blessing is enough. If we want, and I suppose, yeah, we can bless now and untap the familiar and put that in the mix just in case. So I'll do that. What trouble is, this by waiting, we could actually mess up how they decide to block, and actually an extra point of damage doesn't even do that much, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Like we have the 9. If they have nothing else, we've got it. So I'm actually going to wait in case, hoping that they order stuff in a way that allows us to blessing in a way that saves some creatures they didn't think would be saved. There may be somehow if they give this exactly 1 point of toughness, that would be really harsh. But yeah, we can't beat Aspect of Manticore. We're not playing around stuff we can't beat. We're basically assuming they have nothing, and if they have something, we lose the game. And so now they're ordering it this way. They have 8 power, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, we throw this anywhere up along here, and then the Pilgrim gets saved, but nothing else. Or maybe Pilgrim and one of these. Doesn't matter. We're going to throw it here. Yeah, we'll put it on the Naiad because it's the biggest, or I could put it on Turtle because it's the biggest. costly, but we're stable. And we've got monstrous cards in the deck. Thank you for the host, Magic. Appreciate it. We found a Revoke Existence. We could use that on Anax or Nyx Herald. Probably just Anax. Anax gets crazy big with a little more play from Oppo and starts to create value for Oppo when their stuff dies. If there was no trample, do you chump block him instead until you have an answer? Nah, DC, I think we had an answer. I think we had to try to use that answer in that moment. Ooh, another good name for this deck could be Familiar Dreams, because we have 2 familiars. Why sorcery speed? Because it's a sorcery. Little things like that. Sometimes I've got great reasons. Do we want to trade Naiad for the Oracle? Sure, we're in a trading place. I'm fine with trades. Also, they have to spend mana here on that. Triumphant Surge, you say? Well, they've got the tools to buy it back. We've got the tools to block. This is an instant. It just can't get big. They do have attacks here, although we could just double their. Nah, I'm gonna attack and. If they're only attacking for 3 right now, and this is an instant, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to take 3. I mean, we're at a virtual 23 with this. Nah. Senor Gajo? Is that how you want your... Are you Senor Gajo? Let me know if I'm mispronouncing anything, but if they were the last 2 cards in my deck, I would have a great Magic story. It's not super unlucky. We're halfway through our deck. We've got 2 Mega Bombs, so it's basically 25%. 25% of the time you'll go through half your deck without seeing 2 specific cards. Anyway, let's see. Now I gotta figure out... I said I would take it. Let's take it. That's a little concerning. But actually, if they do something to trigger the hero, then suddenly the Triumphant Surge gets any of them, so... Well, that's a little concerning. It actually could work out for us, but I would like to find some action here, please. No action. Yeah, if they wrap, it's actually good for us because we get to Triumphant the hero, and that stays dead. Keeping the familiar back now to at least threaten Familiar plus Pilgrim on hero to threaten the 1/1, and then if they try to trick from there, we have the Surge to punish them for that. So I'm going to go here. I'm doing this here because if they do the Surge on, if they do target the hero, the Nyx Herald becomes 4 power and the Underworld Ragehound becomes 5 power. I don't want to lose the turtle to a hero trick. I want to take out the hero with the Surge, so that means we need to put the turtle on the smaller thing so that it survives a possible hero activation. And then we're going to put the 1/2 and the 1/3 on the hero to either force a trade there or force action. It's not worth double blocking the Hound because I'm double blocking the hero, or at least I think it's worth more to double block the hero right now. And they're not going to do anything. So yeah, we'll just we'll accept this result. Oh, they have 7 cards in the yard, so they can absolutely escape the Hound again. Yeah, they can do it twice, says Tryptamine. But there we go. Give it enough time. Well, they have green. If they disenchant this, you know, if they get rid of the Saga and then can somehow manage an 8/8, I don't know. Yeah, magic is easy. What does Chapter 2 do? Tap all non-land permanents target opponent controls. They don't untap during their controller's next untap step. And we just steal their best creature. I mean, I suppose they could have like multiple pump spells or something, but we're gonna make them have that. Tryptamine, I was talking about how, in fact, this is the second time that we've had this combo in a deck, and it seemed insane to have it the first time, and in fact, the name of this deck is Recurring Daydream. I mean, if they can take this out, if they can... I mean, I think that was almost their last chance, though. I'm not going to hold lands for a trawler we don't need. I'm going to play a land to have a Triumphant Surge we could conceivably need. What do you know? We resolved Kiora beats Best the Sea God and won the game. You don't see that very much. Because it's mythic. Finally, somebody made Kiora Best the Sea God work. Finally. Oh, Haj wants to make some changes. We'll take a look after this game, okay, Haj? I kind of stopped the deck fiddling and just got to playing, knowing that's probably not the perfect build or anything. So we're on the play. We have nothing to do ever, so we're going to mulligan this. We're going to keep this and pitch a plains. Now we have turtle into omen and a nice bomb to try and get to. We'll go turtle and happily omen next turn and spend one of our tokens on a rage hound. No worries, Alucardio. I feel bad most of the time. I'm a human with anxiety. Argument that we didn't even need to make that trade since we have a turtle endlessly blocking it, but if they did something with the turtle, I'd be happy that we'd had taken out the hound. We'll drop the familiar, and I'll go ahead and put a upkeep stop. We may want to scry on upkeep. When we're scrying here, do we want that Wave Rider? Pretty garbage creature, but it is a playable, although it interferes with our march towards 7. And if we just march towards 7, we should be in good shape. They can't counter it. They have white, so they could potentially disenchant it, revoke its existence, but they are not going to strip it from our hand or counter it, so let's just focus on getting to best the Sea God ASAP. Alpha Ferg, you have no idea. Not only do we have best the Sea God in this deck, we have Dream Trawler in this deck. We got Dream Trawler Sea God again. Maybe the seed number fell onto the same spot or something. All right, do we want to... Yeah, I mean, all I'm trying to do here is get to 7. So if I have to give up this turn to find land to get to 7, that's good. All right, there's our 7. I think we just keep, top, best, and then we go besting Sea Gods. Weird to keep all this mana, but it's exactly what we want. Yeah, but GRS, the only reason I scried it to the bottom is because we specifically were looking for lands to play the bomb we already had in hand. If I would have kept that and played it if we didn't have a Kiora we were trying to get to. I don't, Alpha. I'm happy they addressed that. I hear you, man. I don't like... There's a lot of cards I do not like in this deck, but our creature count is so low, you're going to have to make a very strong argument to get me to cut additional creatures from the deck. All right, they get that. We go here, and... Well, we could just also offer... They don't have a pump here. I like just doing this with no pump. You do that? That seems good. Yeah, maybe it's blessing, but I don't care. We know what we're doing next turn. Let him bless. Bless away. Oh, you want a little extra damage because of the that we get in? Yeah, maybe that's true. It could have kept us. It could have gotten us in 2 swings, but this helps out with that. Now we'll throw this on the familiar probably, although we could put it on the Kraken. That would be funny. 9/9 staggering. Yeah, we probably do just because of the lifelink, right? Yeah, insight on the Kraken. I was thinking put it on the evasive thing because I like drawing cards that much, but actually I should be thinking about gaining life that much. Hexproof, lifelink, yeah. We're not going to lose to if we have a 9/9 lifelinker. Hexproof lifelinker. They even add the Banishing Light, but it's not going to be enough because of this absurd nonsense. Sorry, Oppo. And in red-white, like Death Touch would be an answer here, but red-white doesn't really have Death Touch, so I don't see how they overcome this. I guess they could now have another answer for the Staggering Insight. Yeah, this is a really thoughtful Kraken. Kraken was like, wait, I'm huge and I should attack. The Insight! Now I'll hold the planes in case we happen to come up with a trawler as well. Shatter the Sky, absolutely could do it. You're right, good call. And we don't have a counter for that either. So Oppo is on like Shatter the Sky outs. This is not that great. Almost would rather counter the the thing we do have to watch out for is them building up enough power to block and trade. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, I do need to counter it because that gives them enough power to block and trade. So yeah, we have to actually play the deny so that they don't have the ability to trade. Blessing gets us there? What do you mean? Anyway, I'm gonna counter. Ah, they have it anyway. Darn it. Commanding Presence. Okay. I'm like, sorry, Oppo. Sorry. You've played so well, Oppo. Like, you were really doing it. You were really doing it, Oppo. You were really gonna beat this Kraken. You were gonna make me actually have to figure out if we were attacking or not. Now, if they keep playing, maybe God, I kind of want to see Shatter the Sky from Oppo now. Like, Oppo is doing such a great job to try and mitigate this circumstance. I hope they have the rare to have the comeback story of their life. Like, because if Oppo comes back and beats us and gets to say that they legit beat a turn 7 Kiora with white red, I kind of want them to have that. But let's say let's get to blocking here. They're still at it. Maybe they've got it. I hope you do, Oppo. It would be so awesome. I would be delighted to have someone come back against me that way on stream. It would be incredible. How many cards do we have at the time, though, Fluffy? It's possible we just had the... I mean, we had one land and we kept 2. So by this playing of the 3rd land, Oppo would know that we did it. But they wouldn't know until then, right? Yeah, that would be good, too. Let him go ahead and shatter, and then we just follow with Dream Trawler. I don't know. I'm barely thinking about it right now because we have an 11/11 first strike hexproof lifelinker. But yes, I'll try and block better. There, Oppo finally is like. Really well played, Oppo. I don't know if they'll ever see this, but apparently the concession means you did not, in fact, have Shatter the Sky, but I appreciate how Oppo appeared to be giving themselves every opportunity to find a way in that game. We just kept breaking their heart. Oh yeah, we can look at deck changes. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Haj. This looks good though. At least as a keep. Counterspell on the play. And a reasonable curve out. Well, D, then I think you fundamentally know the baseline rules, personal rules you should be working with, which is the most important things to do for your free-to-play value on Magic the Gathering Arena are to complete all of your quests and to win, you know, to win at least. It's just complete all your quests, man. Like put in the time you need to complete your quests, and you'll be optimizing the most important thing. Because quests are the biggest reward that the system offers us. It's basically 500 to 750 gold a day on that. And then, if you find yourself out of gems, then you have to decide whether you're going to be spending time or money or waiting. Can't counter that anyway. Glad we have something to do, given the lack of ability to counter. Thrix. In a land. Thrix is real, but we have a surge for that. So, even though it's big and scary, it doesn't actually do that much. We're going to get a 1-for-1 with the surge, and it's going to be fine. Yeah, I like what Haj is saying. I was trying, like, D was trying to figure out how to not play every day. And if you're not playing every day, that's one thing. But D, if you're willing to just win once a day, I think Haj has the right formula for you, which is pick your main account, win on it once a day, and every 3 days, make sure you play on it enough to clear your quests. Then you're basically taking the shortest amount of time to get the biggest benefits of play. Sorry, let's get this so I don't. Oh, darn it! I was like, oh, I got Ryan. No need to get a hourglass here or lose an hourglass, but we lost one. That's how I play. Okay, if you don't want to play once a day, then you got to hop on every 3rd day and play a ton and power through your quests. You could also. Yeah, you know, like we could just deny this, but we have the Triumphant Surge, so I'm going to go ahead and deny this. Haj doesn't like countering this. I like countering it because we have, I mean, look, we have Revoke, Triumphant, and Fishify. Like, we're full of answers. Hey, Mobius. Welcome, Raiders. Thanks for the raid, Mobius. Hope you had a good stream today. That's true. The argument for not countering it is that our turtle handles the Wave Rider pretty well already, but the Wave Rider presumably jumps up here and there. We could also... This is destroy, though, and Typhon has... Well, it's not like... I guess we are going to win through the air in some sense, or win through bombs. I was going to do this, but we can also just do this. And if they want to attack Typhon in... I mean, they've got some stuff in the yard. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Wave Rider here. Let's build creatures out. Yeah, Turtle does the number on Typhon too, right? Turtle has been quite the valuable card here. Renata, you say? She's an enchantment creature? Great, let's revoke Renata. Another Typhon. Trying to save this for the big thing we know is coming, but they can't seem to find their fourth land to play it. Hi, Rocket. Did you go for a walk?
No, he slept.
Oh. Hello, doggy. Rocket decided to grace you with his presence for once. Let's see. Yeah, we can fish and fly. So we'll fishify one. I didn't save the land because now we can Triumphant Surge the flyer if they play it next turn. And then we will then we'll start saving. Also, we need 7 for bests. So like 7 mana is our we can play everything level. I agree, Brainiac. This is my favorite dog in the world right here. Rocket is a rat terrier min pin mix. Half rat terrier, half min pin. All right, Blade Fury, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Blade Fury folks. All right, what are they going to take out? Probably our Wave Rider. Is it worth using the Surge here? But then we just lose to this thing. So East wants to kill it, but if we kill the Blessing, we are facing a 4/5 flyer next turn, and then what do we do? Whereas a 4/5, while it kills the Wave Rider, is still blockable by our Turtle. So I'm going to let this happen. Oops. I was trying to spacebar my way through the turn, but not with an all attack. Hi, buddy. What a good doggy friend you are. Yeah. Man. At what point am I being sniped? I suppose this still makes sense, though, because they're trying to get Typhon through the turtle. But they may have us on needing to finally do something about this. Well, Haj, I don't know, maybe you're right, but I like using counters when I have the opportunity, and certainly that thing would be flying over and hitting us right now. I mean, this would we'd be able to counter that, I suppose, but I don't know, it's tough to know when to hang on to stuff and when not. Yeah, I may be telegraphing to the point that Oppo is just playing around it, but it's weird. I'm going to take a turn. I don't think we need to play it yet. Well, that's a good point. Maybe they're not... Well... Yeah, great point, Mabinap. I'm sitting here talking about stream sniping, and again, I mutter that sometimes. It's almost never that, folks. Like, if there's only been one time in my entire year plus of streaming where I was certain that someone was sniping me, and right now they have plenty of cards, and they can still do the play. So right now it makes total sense. Oppo's doing things totally consistent with someone just playing a game of Magic. And yeah, like, stream sniping is uncool. Yeah, streamers get some advantage by having people helping them, but you get the extreme disadvantage of doing things like talking, holding a dog. You know, there's many like and failing to attack with a fish because of that, right? Like Haj is pointing out, I could have attacked. Although I don't know if we want the Typhon in the graveyard, to be honest. I'm not looking to get this put in their graveyard. And our major win conditions don't care about a fishified Typhon. Like, we're either going to tap it down and attack with 8/8, or we're going to fly over. So I would like to not kill the Typhon if we can help it. I could have waited to tap the 5/6, but then they untap in colors that have instant speed, hexproof auras, and I wasn't willing to do that. No, I don't agree. Like, I understand what you're saying, but we're playing against blue here. I am not letting them untap. We have to take 5, but it was so important for that spell to resolve. I wanted to do it this way. I'm gonna say no blocks again. I'm gonna see what we can see if we can find another answer besides starting to chump. Yeah, I might be paranoid, Gaho, and Mantle seemed unlikely based on how they were playing. But anyway, that's my that was my reasoning. Sometimes you need hole fillers, purple monkeys. This is a 2/2 for 2 classic Magic staple, and while not exciting, you're going to be in trouble against aggro if you don't have something to do on 2. So I have no complaints about anybody's 2-drop 2-power creatures, because sometimes you just play those. Oh, that's fair. Sorry, you're totally right. Like, that is a bad splash. I don't know what that's about. Fair. This is a fine playable in a base black deck, but I don't know what they're doing with this in a base green blue deck. You're totally right about that. No worry, we're not done with the whitelist luck yet. We have it coming on the top of our library, I'm sure. I'm still going to say no blocks. I'm going to chump when we get a little more desperate than we are right now. Seems very unlikely that they are base black here. I mean, how are you base black with... I mean... I guess they could, like, if they're splashing blue based on 3 islands, but then, like, they're playing double blue spells. There's no way they're base black. Yeah, Lionfish can't even block it. I'm this one anyway. Oh, they can't block this, yeah. Lionfish cannot block the 2/2. I thought you were talking about this, which it can block, but not very usefully. All right, now we're coming down to it. If we chump here, we have to do it with the turtle, or else what are we even doing? If we chump with the turtle, what does that do for next turn? All of our blocks are similar. If we can chump with Naiad, and then we're taking 2 instead of 5. But it's almost like if we're not gonna chump all of the damage, I should just take it, right? Like if either we should prevent it all with the turtle or just take it. You worry about the thief if we lose the turtle. That's fair, but it's only attacking for 2, and also we're just going to need to find some of our big answers here to win. So I'm kind of like, I'm not playing around not finding one of our bombs, because we need to find one of our bombs, basically. So I'm going to jump with the turtle. I recognize the temple risk, which is hilarious, because we're also talking about how, like, why would you play this card in this deck? And here it is about to be, well, it was to be unblockable. Now we can block with the Pegasus. This is certainly one of the more confusing inclusions that I've seen now, because I initially started talking about it like it was fine because I was thinking of base black, but this is truly bizarre. Don't give up hope, folks.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Although at this point, I'm actually inclined to go to 1 here. I don't think they have tricks. If they, so I'm gonna go to 1. Oh, they do have a trick? All right. They did have the mantle, though, huh? Well, now we'll never know that I was totally right that our salvation was on top of the library there. But when your bomby deck doesn't find its bombs, what do you know? A loss. Should I have not countered the Wave Rider? I don't know. Maybe I counter things too early sometimes, but I do like to use my mana when I have it. I like to cast my spells when I have them. I didn't want Oppo to build a board. Turns out they had better creatures later, but I didn't know that at the time. So I don't know. It's tough, Haj. Now, we were talking about potentially some changes. Anybody have nominations based on what we've seen? Man, I kind of want to just play another turtle. Well, you got War Furnace, you need to refactor your question, because when you say, do you think this is a case where taking gems over apathy cost us win percentage? Of course it did. Every single one of our gem picks has cost us win percentage. Your real question is, do you think this is a case where taking gems over apathy cost us gem EV, since it was such good removal? It's close because we did find a Pilgrim that would allow us to effectively have 2 copies of that removal. So 2 copies, taking a card that effectively is like taking 2 copies of the card, maybe puts it over the top, but definitely without the Pilgrim, just a 1-for-1 removal spell, then I don't think so. I don't know about cutting these familiars, Haj. They're not great, but they wear the stuff we're running pretty well. I am in for Lionfish out, Turtle in, though. Certainly the Turtle has been way better than the Lionfish. Way better. Yeah, it's got these 2 Calvados, but it's got a lot of weak sauce up front. So, is it great, Silo? I mean, we could add, we could cut something else. We could cut, we cut this Wave Rider that is not doing much for us. And no, I don't think I want to cut a Deny. I'm going to want to remind you of our creature situation, folks. We have 11 creatures and an Omen. So if you want to cut a familiar, it's a big ask. Like, we are low on critters, which is why we're not running things like Stern Dismissal. Kiora is the win condition we're trying to get to, Calvados. I don't count Kiora as a creature because it's not a creature in the way that we're speaking of them here. The way we're looking at creatures here is as a means to get to this card, to survive to get to this card. And Flicker on Kiora is so win more, I can't even begin. Like, Flicker seems too persnickety to me. You have to get the right spot, whereas Deny just counters important stuff. Well, if we go Lionfish out, I still want to bring back another creature in, though. This really concerns me. 10 creatures and an Omen? We have Turtle. We have we're at maximum Turtle. All right. Some people want either a Flicker or a Dismissal for some interaction. No, I don't think we do Eidolon for the draw either. We have our high-end... well, Lionfish is neither are in right now. So we're at 39. And we only have 10 creatures. Man. Yeah, I kind of do like the Lionfish in. It is at least... I just like it all in for that. Or the Wave Rider back. Man, East, I'm looking to add a Deny. This is tough. A lot of conflicting build suggestions here. And if we consider our creatures as a means to get us to things like these, then the Dream Trawler isn't like we're at like 9 creatures to help us survive. Yeah. No, I think I'm not going to pull this. I'm going to experiment. We're going to bring the fish back. We're going to leave the Wave Rider out. If we want to try something other than, like, we can cut, like, if we want to bring in a Flicker or a Stern, what do we cut for it? We could cut Staggering, Blessing, or one of these denies. But man, I want to keep the staggering if I'm keeping these familiars. Like this is the envoy and the familiar and the staggering is part of the early plan. So then it comes down to me that if we want stern to, so I'm going to say, oh, now I need to cut 2. Why is there 2 to cut? What did I add? 2 things? I added lionfish. Oh, because I added both of these. All right, so that's right. So I am going to definitely play Stern Dismissal or Flicker of Fate, so we're going to start there. I'm going to bring in one of these 2. Do you want Stern or Fate? Oh, poll wasn't working, but like MTG bot wasn't working. But go ahead and vote, and I'll just kind of do a visual count. So we have Fate, Stern, Stern, Fate, 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 Stern, Fate, 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 Fate. I hear you, G-Pick, but we're going to do this. Fate, Fate. Yeah, everybody wants Fate. Okay, so fine. We're going to bring in 1 Flicker, and we're going to cut. Again, I know this poll won't actually fire, but vote on it anyway. We're going to cut Blessing, Fish, or Deny. Or, yeah, Blessing, Fish, or Deny. Those are your choices. I'm not cutting an Omen. And I'm not bringing in an Eidolon. This does not do what I want out of a creature. This doesn't do anything defensively, so all this is doing is triggering Enchantment Fall and waiting until you're at 7. In my mind, this is barely a creature. People want to cut the Presence. You can vote for this if you want, but I'm not cutting it. Presence and Insight are going on our flyers. And Triumphant Surge is also not going anywhere. First Triumphant Surge is actively good here. So a lot of support for cutting the Blessing over the Fish or the... So we'll try it. Okay. Yeah, if we were a little bit more invested, Tryptamine, in the Aura strategy being actually our win condition, like let's say this were a blue-white Aura Skies deck without the 2 big bombs, then I would be all over Blessing, because protecting our enchanted flyers would be like the way our primary way of winning, but it's not our primary way of winning here, so I can let the Blessing go. All right, Insight on Familiar. This is why I kept both of these in. We'll have to decide if we want to hold up Deny, though. Yeah, that's one data point, Mabinap, but it was a weird situation, and we took out Blessing for something that would have won that situation even faster and better, Mabinap. So like you're saying, but it won us that game. Yes, and we've swapped it for something that would have done a better job of winning us that game. Also, yes, Oppo's plays weren't the best. Happy they spent their mana on that this turn. No problem by me. And I'm going to go with Familiar now. We're going to go Shields down for a turn on the Deny, and then we can decide when we want to deploy the Staggering Insight. Surge. And we are against blue-black, making Surge less interesting here. They may aura something up, but blue and also obviously anything can get big stuff in the late game, but since we don't see anything now and they're not like playing green, we're gonna let this go. Four power incoming on this turn, you know. Right. I'm with you, Silo. I thought the same thing. Brace yourselves. I better read this. What does this say? Whenever one or more cards are put into your graveyard from your library, Devourer of Memory gets +1/+1 until end of turn and can't be blocked. Okay, so anytime they self-mill, they get that action. Boy, they're tapped out. We could hold up the deny. We can hold up deny, and then next turn we can staggering and hold up deny. They're going to be able to attack with the Hierophant. But this does get out of gets out of Final Death range. I'm gonna do it. You want to hold up the deny, Silo? Any opinions? Hold deny versus get a card, and we can do it next. Like next turn, we can fish and insight. All right, we'll wait. I'll be patient, but I am going to attack. We're not blocking. War Furnace, like playing the Insight. Both of those are good plays. These are the... Surely there's a win percentage difference between holding up deny and going with the staggering, but it's hard to say what's correct. Going aggro. Well, we get some lifelink back on this, and we'll play the Fishify to help with one of these. Trouble is they're both problematic. And looks like we're not going to get to use our deny this turn. Another turtle. Not great against the Death Touch. This is effectively unblockable given our situation. This needs work to be unblockable. This is like a quasi-unblockable 3 power. This is a do some work and you're at 3 power. So I'm going to Fishify the Death Toucher, and we'll get the lifelink going. Woof. How to lose a Magic game. I hear you, War Furnace, but I mean, we're up against it. So there's that. Now we got to do this. But it takes all of their turn. That's my... But you get it what I'm saying? Like, in order to do this, it is how... It's the only thing they can do. So... Guess we chump here. We could flicker the familiar, but it's existing now as a reasonable chump. Boy, we're gonna lose again, folks. Classic, though. Every time we find our amazing stuff, we win, and we don't, we're struggling. Well, then you should have put in your redemption there, East, or Razor. Everything we have is instant speed. Only question is what we're flickering. Probably the Hierophant, but... Well, start here. Make them activate the Devourer if they're going to. They're at 20. Like, deck health could matter if we could somehow stabilize. Yeah, I kind of like... I like that. Let's go... Wait, what are you saying? Staggering onto Turtle and block Devourer? We can't block the Devourer. That's what they're doing here. But flickering, we could flicker. Oh no, never mind. We're gonna let this happen. Do this, and better flicker while I have. I'm gonna flicker because I need to flicker something. I could have flickered the Familiar, but it can still chump, so I'm just gonna chump. I mean, we can't chump this turn, but I'm gonna use it to chump. I had 0 Hourglass. I had to make a choice there. Ooh, Commanding Presence could actually do some work. Let's do that. Gets us some life back and creates an extra chump. We're still a bit Dobbs because of the Devourer, though. That being said, make him do it. I know, Haj, but we're gonna make him do it. Yeah, maybe we draw something. We did draw something. It's an island. I'm gonna put on full control. Maybe they'll somehow decide to play it safer. I'm intentionally lingering here to let the fact that we have an activated ability, so we say, sink in. It's our only hope. A little bit of Hollywooding here is our only hope. Nah, they didn't fall for it. Some places there where there were definite pivot points that could have changed our fortune. Not in ways that I'm certain we can learn from in terms of thinking about how to do things next time. But largely, I think we created some outs and played to them. All right, I didn't par poll this, but when you've got two of the biggest bombs in the format and you're sitting at 2-2, it feels pretty bad. But this looks pretty good at getting us to our dreams, so we're going to keep quite happily. Yeah, being 2-2 with a trawler feels bad. Being 2-2 with a trawler and Kiora bests the Sea God feels like I should quit Magic. Yikes. Man, Oppo not going to make it easy on us, it looks like. But we'll start with the block. We get to hold up Omen and Deny. I'm going to not play the Transcendent Envoy because of that. Envoy's not doing anything here, really. They don't have 4 power, but it will be as soon as it lands, so we got to deny this. All right, Gay Pizza Dad, that's enough. It's not that funny of a joke. Another deny, so we'll keep another deny up. And we have the Omen plan if we don't do it. Do we care about this? Looks like they're potentially steal and sack here. If we let that resolve, what's our plan? We come up with like Envoy, Omen into something? Or are we just trying to get to this stuff? I'm going to deny it. We really just want to... We just need to get to this stuff, right? And we have Omen to help us find it. We're going to draw a land naturally right now. I can feel it. I can feel it. Ready? Plains on the top. Here it comes. Not a Plains, but I will in fact take it. We will Omen. Looking for that. We got no counters now, so might as well Omen. Can't even Omen into a counter. All right. I do not like the Red Saga, but I have lost to it. Sad to send this all away, but we have something we're looking for, and it ain't white cards, it's white land. No, not white land. Taking 3 here. Yeah, you could make an argument to keep the presence, but I'm really just thinking that if we get here, we're fine. And Insight, I guess, is the play this turn. Too bad we couldn't get this on an 8/8 again, but I'll take it now. All right. I'm liking our chances a lot more now. We still got to survive, though. I think we'll start with an 8/8 and then make a lifelinker. And I'm gonna take 6. And I might let the turtle go so we can draw and gain life for 1 more turn off the Envoy. You want to go for Dream Trawler first? Well, let's talk about that. Let's also see what we scry. But I'm going to do this. Because this thing will make the... Like, this could potentially be big enough to best our 8/8 next turn. But if they don't stop the 8/8, we get... Ooh, nice. Okay, wait. This maybe just changes how we approach it. Because we could just Fishify Anax for a turn, and then it becomes a little safer. And then flicker, what does flicker get us? We could flicker the thing. Well, here's the thing. If we don't fishify Annex, Oppo just plays a single red card, and this thing actually becomes a must block. And 1, 2... Yeah, I think we're gonna hold off on our bombs for a turn, and we can do either one. I'm gonna go with the fishify solution though. We can also flicker the envoy, or so that it gets rid of the inevitable end. Of course, we also lose that. I'm gonna go ahead and. Kiora can block the Annex, you say, but next turn, Annex is going to get +3/+3, become a 7 power inherently. If they play 1 red pip to the board, it becomes 8 power, and then trades with our Kraken. So, do you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to sack this. I'm going to get some life. Yeah, we can flicker the Saga. Flicker is showing its worth here in that we have a lot of things we can do with the flicker that are interesting and good. And we can do both. I'm going to go... we're going to get enough cards. And we need this for the Sea God anyway, so I'm playing this out. Yeah, people want to just run this out now. I get it, but you understand that we're putting ourselves in a spot where we might have to block and trade away our 8/8 hexproof just because we couldn't wait. Like, why is everybody so eager to get this out when we may be put in a spot where we're forced to block this? Like, that just seems so wrong. Let's fishify. Yeah, that's true. We could trade off the 8/8 and get another one. We might have to flicker to survive here anyway. Let's let him go all in. And then we'll flicker. Oh. Alright. Still can't really stop that. We'll decide how we want to approach this based on what they do here. I could have flickered the envoy back to me right there. And now, yeah, now it looks like they're out. So, well, we can still decide. Let's see how they want to do this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're hoping this is lethal. We now have to flicker. If we flicker the envoy, everything falls off. We get a 1, 2. It's got trample, so I guess we just have to flicker the priest. We could flicker chump, but we don't need to. Let's just flicker the priest and survive. All right. Now, can we survive? Now we got to play the Kiora Best of Sea God because we need the... We can play either, I guess. I guess the 8/8 hexproof is better than the 3/5 lifelink hexproof. Although this is at Chapter 3. At Chapter 4, target creature you control fights up to 1 target. Yeah, so that's not going to do anything. They don't get any more power. Trawler can die to first strike, though. Yeah, that's a good call. Oh, is it must? Target creature you control fights. That must fight. And we could make them sack twice to make this enough to kill it. It's not must? What does it say? It's up to. You can choose 0, right? So since you can choose 0, we're gonna go to Sea God. I hope Oppo doesn't think I'm trolling them. We had a real decision here, Oppo. We're at 5, trying to make sure you don't beat us. So if they play one more creature for... they're not going to have enough mana to sacrifice everything. No, I guess, yeah, let's see. They could have done it. I think they messed up. If they held full control... Or no, they still can. Looks like they're going to. Okay, they got it. I thought they were too late to do that. So they're gonna have to give up everything on board, and ooh, what's this gonna be? What's this gonna get for them? Well, they still could. Oh yeah, they didn't. They played the Pilgrim, so now they can't. Yeah, I don't know why. That was Oppo had it. Oh, they did, because that's why. Maybe? No, you're doing that. All right. I think Oppo messed this one up. They had some outs. They didn't see the line, though, yeah. The line was that Oppo spends 6 total mana to sacrifice this, and this to make their Slaughter Priest an 8/2 first strike that we have to block with our 8/8. Yeah, there's a line to kill the Kraken, which seemed to be what Oppo needed to do to win the game, was the point. Maybe they'll scoop to this. They could have haste, but now we have the Trawler, so I'm going to risk it. I don't know. I hear you, Classic, but frankly, these are the times when I lose where I'm like, all right, my opponent went Kiora Best the Sea God into Dream Trawler. I guess I lose. I'm not going to feel... I'm not going to beat myself up about that. Exactly. They have a great story now, or a good bad beat story. Ah! My deck was awesome and I was doing great, and then I ran into the 2 best rares and mythics in the format. What is this? This is new, right? Like there's here. Oops, sorry. I just wanted to move out of the way and show, like, there's this symbol here, which I guess means this event is not long, you know, this event is going away. Probably what that means. Anyway. All right, well, still not happy with even 3 wins with this deck. I would parpol a deck like this at 5. I wouldn't be happy until we have at least 5 wins with this deck, but let's see if we can get there. Even though, like, it's not great. Like, it's got some weak stuff. Familiar is not good, but we just have the tools. I feel like we have enough tools to get to this stuff that we should win about 5 times on average with this deck. We're going to keep... Nothing to do super early yet, but we're on the play. We have a good counterspell and a possible 3-drop on 3. Viper laughs at our turtles. Although we kind of laugh at 1 point of damage a turn. Not really. It's really more the problem that does a pretty good job against 8/8 Krakens. Who knew? The Kraken is coming! Quick, get a snake! You know, I'll go shields down for a turn. Might even offer the familiar for that Viper. And I'll take the land. We need the second white for our trawler, and we're looking to get to 7 for the Sea God. And given that the Sea God creates this 8/8, we could try for the trade, but also this saga taps and freezes Oppo's stuff, so it's not like the Viper would actually be able to block the Sea God. Yeah, as GPick is observing, because then you can even steal the Viper. So there is some natural protection against Death Touch, but you could make a reasonable argument for a trade here. I'm going to wait, though. Tolarian Scholar wants to trade. I think we'll have the trade. Let's see what else Oppo is up to. Oh, I meant to actually try and look more closely at that, but I guess we'll see soon enough what they're keeping and what they're ditching. That's good. They milled away their blessing and their grasp and only came up with a berserker. Yeah, I don't want to trade yet. I think Haj is right. We also have great, you know, we're running some auras that really want a familiar. So right now I'm content to trade 1 for 1, knowing that Kiora actually has some built-in protection against Death Touch, but Deny the Divine on one of the best escape cards in the format is a no-brainer, because this exiles it. Dreams do come true. Although they're playing black, we gotta watch out here. Kind of want to hold Triumphant Surge in case of discard 2, we at least get one of these beauties. Although, no, I'm not going to hold Triumphant Surge. We're going to go ahead and kill this Berserker. Is an argument for holding the Pegasus, though. We are not in... Like, to play the Pegasus and to lose both of these cards, I'd have to quit Magic, so I'm going to hold the Pegasus as discard defense. Even though you don't see a lot of that aura, it would just be so devastating right now. We're not gonna play into it. It's unlikely that we'd be facing discard 2, but it would change us from extreme favorites to actually likely to lose, so we're not going to risk it. All right, we made it. Is that how that works? Who did that, Red? Wow, look at that, yeah. So Cardinator asks, Ryan, do you have any plans for that 40-card viewer challenge that didn't happen yesterday? Yes, which means but I have to start remembering to save out my decks. I'm going to start saving out my limited decks, and we'll do some limited battles with viewers as the format goes on, as the stream goes on. Eagle asks, do you only spend coins on ranked and spend gems on traditional? No, I'll spend gems on whatever I want to play. And traditional has a better return, but ranked is the best of one has its own benefits besides just win percentage EV. All this death touch is rough, but we're just going to take it and try and win with the trawler lifelink. Well, we don't have to play this deck. I have other decks. But also, some people are going to want to be like, yeah, I got discard, I've got 2 liars, I can actually take this deck on, you know? Yep, they get that. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to get dirty here. Let's go with Insight. Didn't have the mana to play Kiora anyway. True. Hard to argue with this play, though, right? Are you truly unhappy with this? We didn't know we were going to draw a land. With double, we can safely play the land, though, now. We have discard stuff. Although we might draw another land. Like, we just need a land for next turn, so I'm going to hold everything. But I didn't even get to show you how dead you were. Magic is easy when you find and play your dumb bombs. And it's hard when you don't. Our 2 losses are basically from not finding our bombs. Oh yeah, here, let me add this to decks before I lose the chance. Sure. Discuss all the lines. Discuss whether we're keeping this. We're going first. We have a turtle and we have a deny. So we have actually things to do on 2 and 3. This is probably not going to be useful for a while. This is probably not going to be useful for a while. We need to find a creature that can actually get through to even put it on. So if we're keeping this, it's really about the fact that we have Turtle Divine. It's almost... Yeah, almost thinking a random 6 is going to be better than this because we don't have a place to put this yet. I'm going to mulligan, but it's close. Now I got to keep this, and it's not much better for similar reasons, but it's kind of equivalently powered to what we just threw anyway. Just kind of in the opposite color scheme. This is a hand that needs a lot of help before it's good, unfortunately. But if we can get a few turns, if we don't face aggro, I like our chances. If Oppo drops some aggro on us, we might be in trouble, and in that case, we really need the Pegasus to survive and get in for some lifelink attacks. Well, Envoy is something to do on 2 at least, even though it currently doesn't attack into the spider very well. Ouch. Lost one of our bombs and lost the insight. Are we bothering to bind this? Probably depends on what they've got. I mean, they can get a Nexus Wardens back. So I don't know about revoking this. If we revoke this, it's about, like, we don't have anything to fish out of our own graveyard, so our graveyard is done for. I think we just let him take this. Yeah, Fibonacci points out the plus side here. We did need some land, and we were looking at 3 non-lands in a row. So really, the mill was helpful in terms of our. It was better for our win percentage than not. All right, something we can surge, and we have some time. We don't need to do it right away. It's an instant anyway. But if they had had a better thing to get back, we would have done it. The thing is, it was only for a Nexus Warden, so it didn't seem worth bothering. All right, we'll take out this one, so because they're going to make each other attack. Deck. About these planes. I liked it in Eldraine. I don't know how good mono white is in this format. Heavy white. I don't think I've seen mono in this format. Maybe we have and I didn't realize it, but seems like everybody's playing at least a little something. Well, not much to do. I guess we send this in. If we give them the spider, they do have the tools to send it back. So maybe we don't even do that. Like, whatever. I know it's kind of funny, but like once I did it once, we have nothing we can do, so didn't matter. Hey, doggy. I really don't want the spider dead because they have the tools to get it back with 1 land. All right, well now we know we got to revoke this. Well, here's how you lose. Here's how you only win 3 games with 2 of the best cards in the format. You have 3 games where you don't find them, and you do some mulliganing. Oh, are they fighting? Let's see. When is this? They're fighting here. Yeah, we definitely lifelink, but we're losing this game, I think. I'm not like it needs an island right now. Maybe if we start with an island right now, we have a chance. But if we don't have an island off the top, I don't know what the heck we're doing. All right, well that's an answer. We can do this, but then they just get the armchair spider and they're a land away from taking out our envoy. That being said, I think we're at the place where we just have to do it. And then they spend a turn doing that, and we get a chump. Yeah, I guess it just buys us some time. I don't have to attack, but if we don't attack, I guess I have a block here. Maybe I could be blocking there. Yeah, maybe I was just supposed to stay on defense there. Definitely dead.
But your friend here is only mostly dead.
So yeah, we have to at this point fishify Spidey. Yeah, I shouldn't have attacked, but it's not over. Yeah, the counters maybe made that not as great, but this can't attack was the main thing. Well, we were trying to stop this from attacking, but it was hard to do in this board. Like, and we did. It worked. Like, this can't attack right now, and that's what we were thinking. But it's still not enough damage prevention. No, it certainly didn't. Oof. Hyper disappointing. We've had 2 decks in a row with Dream Trawlers that managed only 3 wins. Feels bad. Gotta say, feels real bad. But let's focus on the play. I should feel marginally bad about my play, but not awful. In several games, we did the right things to give ourselves a chance to win and failed. A couple times I made some mistakes that could have led to different outcomes. Oh, we got 4 wins. Okay, 4 wins makes me feel a little better, actually. Little better, but still, 5 is where I wanted to be. If I had to par this, I'm not happy with a deck like this until we get to 5. So I'm half as disappointed as I was just moments ago. Still, that's Magic. You know, take your licks, try to make your best decisions, find some wins where you were looking at losses, and unfortunately in this case I may have found some losses where we had some possible wins, but yeah, Funky, you're not wrong, but in this case the Dream Trawler came much later and we were already in white-blue by the time we got it. So I think the deck was good, but not as amazing as it could have been. It was heavily reliant on those bombs, though, and I think you're right. You see that a lot. A lot of people just have, well, I'm going to run these bombs, and I'm going to support them however I can. Well, we got 4 Mythics. That's pretty cool as far as pack opening goes. So yeah, I'm a little disappointed in that, but I'm not disappointed in having fun with my awesome chat. So glad you could hang out for that. And YouTubers, glad you stuck around for that as well. And I'm going to figure out something to do for the next 20 minutes, and then we're going to take off. But thanks for watching on YouTube. We'll catch you next draft. Bye.